wonderful act. The blonde thug snatched up JV's book and sneered. So you're just a broke loser, huh? What a waste of my time. With that, he kicked JV hard, sending him sprawling to the ground. Laughing, the gang strutted off down the street. Watching JV's miserable state, Fanyu finally began to dismiss her suspicions. She turned away, convincing herself, what am I thinking? It must have just been a coincidence with the clothes. Meanwhile, JV bent down to pick up his scattered books. Suddenly, a hand reached down first, lifting one of them and holding it out to him. JV quickly took it with a grateful smile, thanking the stranger again and again. But the next moment, that same hand clapped firmly onto his shoulder, and a voice said, "Not bad. Keeping your temper in check. That's what makes a good zombie." JV froze in shock at the words. Looking up, he realized it was none other than the man who would one day become his boss, Jiangxi. JV shot to his feet, shouting, "Who the hell are you?" Jiangxi stopped in his tracks at the question. Jiangxi shifted into his second form, a chilling grin curling across his face. "Remember this, kid. Never waste your temper on insects." A wave of killing aura surged forward, so heavy that JV couldn't even open his eyes. When he finally forced them open, the street was empty. Jiangxi had vanished without a trace. What was that? That guy not quite human, not quite zombie. JV swallowed hard, his throat dry. That presence terrifying. Am I just cracking under pressure, seeing hallucinations? What he didn't know was that Jiangxi was tailing him from the shadows, watching his every move. Before long, JV arrived back at school. Seeing his disheveled state, his classmates immediately started whispering. "Look, he got bullied again. Can't he fight back? What coward?" The blonde thug, still gloating, waved his physical test sheet. "Even if I can't pilot nanotech armor, becoming a mech soldier isn't bad at all. In this world that worships strength, bookworms like him are worthless. So what if he's smart? Studying won't kill zombies. With nanotech armor, who needs new weapons anyway?" Hearing their mocking voices, JV lowered his head and walked silently toward the classroom. Fanyu watched everything unfold, sighing to herself. "Looks like I was overthinking. This guy has nothing to do with bloodlust or brutality." And yet, one thing still puzzled her. The Central District was supposed to be secure. Zombies were always kept outside the city's walls. How could they suddenly appear here? Meanwhile, Jiangxi stood atop a rooftop, gazing down at JV. Beside him, Xiaohei asked cautiously, "Boss, do you really think that kid can become one of us?" Jiangxi, now back in his first form, smirked. "Who knows? A test will tell us everything. Didn't you rescue that little lab rat? Set it loose. And let me spice things up." He slowly raised his hand. A sickly green glow flared, and on the empty ground outside the campus, drops of green blood seeped into existence. The droplets fused together, twisting into a sequence of genes. Flesh and bone began knitting themselves out of nothing. In mere moments, under Jiangxi's control, an army of zombies took shape. With a sudden clench of his fist, his body surged into its second form. At once, the zombies stirred to life, their eyes blazing with hunger. Among them towered colossal monstrosities, some over 10 meters tall. They clambered up the surrounding buildings, waiting only for Jiangxi's command to descend upon the humans. Meanwhile, JV sat in class, studying diligently, completely unaware that danger was closing in. At the same time, a man in a sharp business suit appeared at the school gates. He inhaled deeply, savoring the air of freedom outside. Then, without warning, chunks of flesh slid off his face. Panicked, he pressed the rotting skin back into place with his hand, muttering under his breath, "Almost gave myself away. This should be the school Lord Haim mentioned." This man was none other than the so-called rookie zombie, one of the rare undead with full consciousness. Dropping to his knees, he asked respectfully, "Lord Hay, what would you have me do?" Xiaohei tossed a stack of files at his feet and ordered coldly, "Go. Devour every human in this academy." the very same academy where JV was studying. The zombie's eyes gleamed with delight. My first mission is a feast like this? Perfect. I despise humans the most. From a moment he could remember, he had endured endless torment under human experimentation. He had sworn long ago to reclaim everything stolen from him, to wipe out humanity and their descendants entirely. Yet unease crept into his thoughts. Strange, even the strongest mechs can't kill me. So why did Lord Hay assign me so many reinforcements? This little academy should be easy prey, unless there's something dangerous inside. Though confident in his strength, caution prevailed. Better scout it out first. Silently, he slipped into the principal's office. Wearing a mask of kindness, he feigned politeness. "Excuse me, sir, I could use your help with something." Meanwhile, on JV's side, his academic excellence had earned him special approval from the Education Bureau to take an accelerated exam. If he scored perfectly, he would be allowed early admission into the university. JV returned to his seat, thrilled to be holding the exam paper. As long as I finish this test, I'll finally make it into university, he thought to himself. But just then, the school's loudspeakers blared to life. A message ordered all students to gather immediately in the indoor gym. Though reluctant to set his test aside, JV had no choice but to follow the announcement. On stage, the principal cleared his throat and announced, "Due to special circumstances, a new student has been assigned to our academy. Please welcome Mei Gigi." The principal cast a nervous glance at Mei Gigi, who stepped onto the stage and began a slow, deliberate self-introduction. Whispers rippled through the crowd. "Seriously? We're already in high school, and someone's still transferring in." At that moment, JV was shoved forward by a group of punks, ending up right in the front row. Mei Gigi's gaze immediately locked onto him. So that's it. Lord Hay's mission was never going to be simple. There's already another of our kind here, which means this school must be his territory. These humans, there's livestock. Good thing I didn't just storm in. That would have been rude. Deciding that there was no need for conflict just yet, Mei Gigi chose to quietly observe JV first. Days turned into weeks, and soon, an entire month had passed. During that time, JV's life revolved around only two things: studying and walking to his next study session. Mei Gigi was utterly baffled. Does this guy never feed? Don't tell me studying is his substitute for food. And that face of his, it just screams easy target. What kind of zombie looks like that? But just as Mei Gigi resolved to keep watching, the blonde thug and his cronies strutted over, looking to pick a fight with a new transfer. The blonde thug slapped Mei Gigi on the shoulder and sneered, "New guy, I've seen you skulking around every day. Come with me. I've got something to say." Already in a foul mood, Mei Gigi perked up at the sight of him. Moments later, screams echoed from the school rooftop. Luckily for them, Mei Gigi only gave the thugs a scare. He didn't actually eat the three idiots. He chuckled darkly. "You should be grateful this isn't my turf. I'm not picky about food, but if I ate prey from his territory, I imagine he'd be pissed." With that, he smacked the blonde thug, sending his front teeth flying. Then he turned away. "Time I lay my cards on the table with JV. With so many humans in this academy, he should spare me a share." The next morning, JV sat in class, focused on his studies. A shy female classmate approached, holding something out. "This is ointment for cuts. It'll help your wounds heal faster. And this, pepper spray. Next time they try to bully you, just spray it in their eyes." With that, she reached out and patted JV gently on the head, then walked quickly out of the classroom. Staring after her, JV was left completely baffled by the strange gesture. Meanwhile, Fong Yu was secretly peeking from outside the doorway. She had also come to give JV medicine. Watching the scene unfold, she puffed her cheeks in annoyance, muttering, "Stupid JV, guess I was worried for nothing." Just then, she brushed past Mei Gigi as he arrived to see JV. The scent radiating from him immediately caught Fong Yu's attention. Mei Gigi slammed the classroom door open with a bang. The students gasped, whispering, "Did you hear? That new kid took down a school bully yesterday. Is he here to mess with our JV too?